Okay everyone, so this week I'll actually be reacting to myself doing the artisan challenge exercise. It's actually not that hard, not that complicated, but it's one of the most widely used exercises if you are in a film school. So I had to do it for this week's documentary exercise, and I wanted to share what I got. I got a little time lapse from behind. I haven't seen the footage yet, so it'll be very exciting. As I have previously mentioned, you need to be very intentional with your framing and what you're saying just with your image. I'm not sure I was completely able to do that, but I think that we'll see for the results. I haven't seen the footage yet, so it'll be very exciting. Okay everyone, so here we are. So I already saw during the first test that I made quite some big mistakes, but you guys will see with me and see how I did. Okay, let's go. So the first thing here, I think I'm a little bit dark and I don't wait enough here. I think that the first, I spend some time, but then when it's starting to get interesting, I already go and I do this pan. I remember being a little bit, you start off, I was hearing the sound, I wanted to see it. And so I drew this pan down, which doesn't look that bad, but I think I could have waited a little bit more and should have waited a little bit more here at the end also. I think that it's interesting to see here the shadows. The sound is very well done by Awa. Thank you very much, Awa, for doing the sound. She is part of the documentary atelier with me. I was moving way too much. This I can't use. I think I was trying to reframe. I see some green here, so I think I will go for that green. And how she mixes it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I wanted to see how she was mixing this thing. I should have anticipated. And the thing is that when you're shooting, you at the same time want to be very aware but very patient. So you always need to be planning ahead. So here is interesting because we can really see how she worked the material, and she's probably going to get some dip out of it. So, but it's crazy how time really, you feel like time stops when you're filming, and then when you review the footage, you see that actually was way too short. It was very zoomed in, so a little bit of movement, not too much. I was trying to, also here I was trying to get the focus right, so that's why I'm moving a little bit more. Again, I should have waited more. Okay. This is very important for me too. When you're filming, you want to go fast. You want to like already start the next shot. You get impatient, and I know I do a lot of these mistakes. But yeah, so could have waited a little bit more. Oh, there's some noise. Okay, I like this frame. I think that we can get, her head is a little bit cut off. Tell me what you think in the comments, but I like the fact that we can see her and how she's really paying attention, and we can see the paint here also. I was trying to point with my fingers. And this sequence already, I cut this. I knew I didn't, because I saw other people doing, I knew that this was a big problem, cutting the sequence in the middle to try to go to the next shot and get everything done. You get impatient. Wow, this is really teaching me a lot. I'm seeing a lot of mistakes that I shouldn't be doing. I need to do probably this exercise again. I already am seeing that. Okay, I like the close-up. Oh, we can see we can see here the mic. Okay, unusable. That's a shame. I didn't see it. When you're really close up, and of course you're not going to be looking, and it's very hard to see okay, so that's unusable. That's a shame because the close-up is very, very nice. I like it. I think that I should go more for close-ups. I was trying to nail the focus, but it was very close. So this camera doesn't do very well with macro. A shame that the mic is in the shot. Okay, another issue. Okay, that's great actually. So you guys are really seeing with me all the mistakes that you could do while shooting. of course you could zoom in and try to reframe this or try to mask this out, but yeah, it's very noticeable here. So I was trying to coordinate with the boom pole operator, with the sound engineer that was with me, but you see like the reflection on the on the surface, which you always should be looking for. So perfect example of huge mistakes. I'm doing all of them at first. Hopefully I stop doing them later. Okay, so I like this close-up. I think that she's very well lit. And I think that we can really see how concentrated she is. Not much happening though. I think it's a nice shot, but not. I think that it's just to show how concentrated she was. So I wanted to show really how almost like her hands are moving, but her focus is complete. This is what I wanted to show. Okay, nice close up with the lighting. Okay, let's go to the colors. I think that this is the thing that really you want to see. And the brush paint, the focus is a little bit off. I'm focusing here and not here. So, but I remembered that I saw it. I was okay. Now the focus is there. So waiting for her next move. I moved too. Not good. I'm waiting for the next one. I'm moving a little bit too much. Okay, that's better. So that's usable. Okay, another one. Okay, perfect. So yeah, and then I move again. Okay, perfect. She goes for another color. Yeah, but again, this is why this is such a great exercise, because you are bare naked. You cannot do the edit. I'm literally showing all the footage with you guys. I'm sharing this right now so that you guys can see all the mistakes I did. And okay, this is great. Like I'm not spending, for me 40 seconds was already long. If you're holding the camera and trying to hold still with that much zoom, I was really zoomed in, because in order to get the tiny details you need to really zoom in, so your arms get tired. But again, I should have stayed longer. No, I was really thinking to myself, okay, it's going to be very hard to watch because it's going to be super long, but again, it's not long enough. Crazy. This shot's not great. Lazy shot. Everything, the chair behind her here is very distracting. My goal here was to get all of these other plays that she's working on in the shot so we can get a better perspective. But I'm not sure it's really adding something. If we just cut here, would be better, like I did before, and I think that shot was better. This is not very interesting. It doesn't have a lot of depth. Her head is cut off, but that doesn't really bother me. Yeah, not great. Let's see the next one. Okay. Here we can see how important the sound is. I tried to go to the level of the color, so this hesitation was very interesting. Trying to grasp the right colors. It's hard to watch and seeing myself doing all the mistakes that I have seen others do, and I was like thinking to myself, of course I'm not going to do these mistakes. Always overly ambitious. I always think I have enough footage, and then I don't. I notice I don't. Yeah, that switch. No cameras. the problem is that her hand is blocking most of the scene, so we don't really see what's going on. It's not very. The best part is when her hand moves out of the way. You only get a glimpse of, and when her hand is back there, we don't see anymore. Okay, this is better in order to get like a wider shot. Focus is not good. So the share is. Oh no, this is in focus, not her. Okay, let's see. If the whole shot is not in focus, okay, the whole shot is not in focus. Terrible. Okay. At the same time, okay, when this was happening, I was trying. Okay, let me get the camera. So when I was filming this, I was focusing on the fish, and then I just like, because you're holding like this, I just like noticed that my hand was starting to touch. Oh, sorry. My hand was starting to touch the button, so I started zooming out, but it wasn't on purpose. I actually really want to redo this now because I'm going to need to share this with everyone, and it's going to be terrible. I'm honestly kind of not ashamed, of course, but things didn't work out as I planned, which is a great exercise. So yeah, again, like, and then I notice, and I do a big zoom in. Yeah, exactly. And and then I refocus it, and then what I wanted to do, okay, for this shot, was to have her like just the sound in the background, and then just like listening to the paint, and then just having the fish there. We could do this in the edit, like just having the caps, the paint, and like hearing everything. But yeah, we can't hear much. So that's another fail. We can do this in the edit if we wanted to, but honestly it's not that interesting either. But it was just to like kind of get, for me, what I got from this shoot was the piece of it. So and put the camera back here. Okay. So other works that she has done: Une Mamie Formidable, a great grandma, which I thought was super funny and very, very nice. Okay, just like waiting here. Okay, here is I waited enough. Perfect. Next one. And then here is another one which is not finished. Okay. This is where I think I think that there's something really interesting happening. I like this perspective. I wanted to get this overhead perspective. This is different. I didn't see any of the other students doing that, and I really wanted to do that. However, I was really shaking because I was like, I had the camera like this, trying to hold it for my dear life, trying to hold the camera, and then, but I really liked how it turned out, honestly. We can see the table, we can see what she's working on. I like how the light was great, that she works right next to the window, so the light is beautiful here, coming in, having the light rays all around. Let's see, I did another one, just not at all good. Not good at all. Why? I think that the framing here, you want to twist your head, and it's just uncomfortable. So this one didn't work out. Okay, here, which is interesting. Again, I didn't do it on purpose to be zooming, but I think it really worked here. I think that the shot gets so much more interesting. Here it's boring, and then she starts doing her thing, and then the camera starts going in and you're very interested. You want to see what's happening. You want to see that like little powder turning into something else, like her movement, her spatula movement, this like dirty cloth here, which is absolutely beautiful in this context. And then she just starts painting, and then it gets engraved forever there. And I think that I loved it. Finally, I really liked it. Okay. I'm happy with this shot, how it turned out. This is okay. Very nice close-up. I needed that. Okay, a little bit of a close-up. You can really see what she's doing. Was missing that kind of thing. And I like that you can see her like chipping out the paint and like just like refining the edges, looking at it with the light, how the light is really shaped around it. Okay, like the shot. Okay, it worked. Just like upside down, that's the problem. But we can always like turn it in post, I was thinking. But yeah, way too much movement. Hold your camera still. This is something I have a really big problem, and this is why I always like to use stabilizers. I have a really big issue with keeping my hand steady. I really can't hold my camera steady. And this one has OIS. The other Panasonic GH4 I also use has OIS. This is not mine, this is from the Atelier, so I was using their camera. But the thing is, we can really see, and the thing is that this really zooms in. I think that this is a 24 to like 200 mil. So this really is zoomed in because I was far away from the table trying to get a nice enough angle, and my goal here was to get this like new paint that was drying, like literally watching paint dry. I should have stayed here longer, and it's a little bit underexposed. Okay, let's see. I think this is the last one already. Whew. Way too short, underexposed. No, not good. Okay, yeah, that's better. So I really wanted to get her movement. It's missing things. Wow, it's crazy. Because we spent like 35 to 40 minutes shooting, and at the end I was kind of like reluctant to film more because I didn't want to spend way too long reviewing the footage after, because I thought it was going to be too long. But at the end, like, you can see it's really short. I don't know how long I've been recording this for and how long I have in total, but I think it's over. Yeah, it's already over. Okay, so that's it. Like, honestly, for me, it's a struggle to rewatch all the footage that I shot, but it's a very interesting exercise. I saw so many mistakes that I did here and that I should have done differently. Hopefully you guys learned something from watching also my mistakes. So many mistakes, it's crazy. I done like pretty much all of them that I saw my other peers doing, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to be shooting for too little. I'm not going to be cutting the image in the middle. And then I just kept doing those mistakes, so I'm very impressed. I really think that when I changed the angles, when I got like above, that was when it was the most interesting. And also really when we can see how the light was shaped around the pottery and all of that. But honestly, I don't think I did that much that good of a job. And there are some parts also where I should have stopped the camera and then reframed and then started again or waited longer. Wow, it's crazy. I'm actually not shocked, but I am noticing all the mistakes that I have done, and I'm seeing, okay, wow, I need to practice a lot more before getting actually really good. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. For me, it has been such an amazing experience. Thank you very much for coming along the ride with me and seeing all the mistakes that I have done. And hopefully you guys won't do the same mistakes again. And thank you very much for everyone involved, and see you guys next week. Bye.